What would you consider has been your most challenging? Because you said you had three careers essentially.
Uh-huh.
What was the most challenging for you?
Probably not seeing my blind spot. Uh, Here, I wanted to achieve these things, and I was not recognizing that I was the only one that truly limited my own results. So when I woke up to that, then it was not a struggle any longer.
And how about what would you consider your most proud?
Oh, keep going, keep going. Yeah, because, right, I mean, there's so many analogies to a marathon. It's the first step, but it's the completion. Like, just keep going. It doesn't matter if you finish a marathon. Well, it's awesome if you finish it in 3 hours and whatever to set world records. I'm not taking anything away, but the courage of that person that it took 18 hours to complete. Oh my gosh, those are the people I celebrate
Yes.
because they kept going. They were committed to crossing the finish line.
Hmm. Yeah. Regardless of how long it took, it was still getting there and that journey of getting to that finish line, even with the
Right.
ups and downs that it happens.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love
Yeah.
it. So, as I mentioned, I work with women, and sometimes they're I help them get clarity on what it is that they want to do when they're at the crossroad of their career. But sometimes there's confusion that occurs between what a career is, what a vocation is, what their higher purpose is. So, career is what you make or where you make the money. The
Oh,
vocation is using your unique and brilliant gifts to make a contribution to others, your sacred work. What would you say is that you consider your vocation, not your career, your vocation?
okay. Well, I've created my vocation and career now are one and the same.
Wonderful. Expand on
And
that.
okay, so career wise, I have taken parts of my career journey, leveraged that so that my vocation, my calling, I can create the career I want from that. So I get to plan what my day looks like. I get to, there's so many things I get to. I get to
Mhm.
choose with whom I work with. I get to choose if somebody I met 4 years ago randomly calls me up and says, will you be interviewed by me? I get to say yes. I
You
don't
do.
get to clear, I'm not in a place where I need to clear it with anybody.
Mhm.
I am in the driver's seat of my own life right now.
Right, right.
Per-
And what did you have? I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
What I was going to ask is that what did it take for you to finally get into that driver's seat?
Oh my gosh. So this year I turned 62. Probably I was approaching 60. I thought, okay, if I don't really commit to myself now, none of us have a crystal ball of what's ahead. But really, I think my age really was the kick in my behind to say, it's go time.
Mhm.
It's go time.
Right. And tell us a little bit about what you've been doing now with Twirl.
Okay. So Twirl is a domestic manufacturer of patient apparel made out of fabric that is green. So it's recycled plastic bottles. So my first career, recovering environmental attorney. So my commitment to the environment, I'm passionate about. I strongly believe in domestic manufacturing. I because I think we can bring back to the United States manufacturing. That's just another commitment I have. The last piece, patient apparel, And Twirl's vision has always been comfort and dignity through life cycle events. As an entrepreneur gets to be flexible. And so when we shifted from a gift line that supported life cycle events, because we had been talking to nurses and they asked, we would like, could you manufacture front closing patient gowns? Can you manufacture labor and delivery tops and skirts? Being a domestic manufacturer, I could say yes. Both of the gift line and the patient apparel is for dignity and comfort and care through life cycle events. So I'm still with my vision of supporting through life cycle events. And now, instead of gifts, we're working with healthcare system and healthcare providers. And the gift line was so inspired by friends and my parents going through health issues that when it was brought to my attention that the patient apparel gets to be redesigned so it feels like patient-centric experience in the hospital, I was all over that. So that's where we are now.
I do remember seeing one of your prototypes when you were first starting that, and I just thought that that was such a wonderful thing. I wish I had had that when I was going through my pregnancy and I had to get a C-section, and that the apparel that you had would have been so comfortable, so much more, as you said, dignity, because you when you're in that situation, you kind of just have to let it go. And but if you don't have to, what you provide and for others, it sounds like you're now providing for other patients, not just maternity line.
Correct. So yes, so we also have a front closing gown with pockets. We didn't even realize how value added pockets are. But if you think about, if you're in a hospital and you're ambulatory, when you leave your room, we're now all so attached to our cell devices. Where do you put it? So that there's pockets. And so if you look at when the backward facing gowns, and I say jokingly, they're ass backwards, they were literally designed in the late 1800s for rectal thermometers.
Oh my gosh.
There has not been an update to the design since the late 1800s. And now we have touch-free thermometers.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, so many healthcare systems still utilize the backward facing gowns. If you are issued one that faces backward as it's designed, and then another one to cover your derriere, which makes no sense. So there's waste in laundering, there's waste in inventory. So we offer now a front closing gown made out of recycled plastic bottles with pockets that we offer a 5-year replacement guarantee. Wow. The standard issue gowns have a life of 2 to 3 years. And we just think this is a better way to go. And it's so funny because I don't want to say no healthcare providers, but it doesn't seem that the patient soft touches are really invested in.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's about the technology, and we have the cutting edge diagnostics, and we have this world-class practitioners, but you don't hear we are really focused on the care that you receive.